Hello, this is where I am right now. Yeah, I'll show you. It's a wonderful path that runs along the creek here. And I'm going to walk for a little bit, but I want to show you these wonderful green mossy rocks here. I like those very much. And we'll be going over there. I hope you can see it. There's a place near the creek where you can sit on a rock, and I want to sit there for a little while and talk. So there's something that I would like to address today, and it has been a long time coming to properly express this, but I guess it has taken until now to actually be able to say it. And this is something that I believe that everybody goes through, that there are certain experiences, certain you could say also there is a certain understanding about how things are, and it is only once we look how pretty. It is only once we are able to say in our own way, with the words that we have, and not only with the words that we have, but also with the breaks that we take in between these words, because it really is about our rhythm, our authenticity, who we are. And that is, of course, something that we feel totally at ease with. Yeah, just like I'm here in this wonderful environment that I feel so fortunate to be in. But it's not just all coincidence that I'm here. I choose to be here, and I know that I can be here, and even if I was at home in my house, it would still require me to get on my bicycle or to drive my car up here and to walk up here. But no, I got here, I went here, I wanted to be here, and lo and behold, this is where I am. And it has a certain effect on me, which I enjoy, and which makes me happy. And look at me, I'm here all by myself. I mean, there may be an occasional person who is jogging, because it's a beautiful place to jog. Yeah, here, I'm going in here with you. Oops. I also come here in the summer to swim, but today, no way. I'm going to swim. Way too cold. But it's a beautiful spot to make this recording and to talk with you about the topic that I want to address, because there is a particular topic that I would like to further, elaborate on. Here, now I'm on this rock here. I've sat here before, and I swam there, and in the summer when it is really bloody hot, and I walk through the creek, and I sit over there in the shade or something like there, taking an occasional dip. There's my beautiful bicycle. I'm so lucky to have this wonderful bicycle. And I'm so happy to be here on this cold and misty morning. But now let me just get away from this rock here, because I don't want to fall off. I know what I'm doing. Here I go. Oops. There we go. Such a beautiful spot here. So what I would like to talk about today is something that I have already addressed, but which I need to further elaborate on, because it is completely misunderstood by people, and I happen to be the person who understands it. And the only way to understand what I'm talking about is to have embodied language, and to be completely at peace with yourself, to speak out loud with yourself so that you can hear yourself, and to acknowledge that the sound which you're hearing, just like the sound of the creek, is something that you like to hear. And I know in the distance you hear some sort of a mowing machine, because across from the creek here is the golf course. They always have to mow every day. I was a long time ago myself a greenkeeper, and I was mowing parts of the golf course. I didn't, to mow the green. That's a very specialistic job. But I was mowing the apron, that is what surrounds the green, and I was also mowing the fairway. And and I was also raking the sand in the sand traps in the sand. That was my job. Yeah. So something about embodied language is also that when we experience our own well-being, and we recognize that in the sound of our voice, we recognize in how we talk and in what we say that Yeah, this is where we are at home. This is where we feel good. This is where we relax. This is who we are. This is how we feel completely at ease. When we recognize that we can, with our embodied language, express in our own rhythm, in our own way, with our embodied language, we express everything we want to say. We are able to say. So we use all our words, we use all our language. There's nothing excluded. And everything is part of it. Yeah. Part of my individually lived experience. And so what I'm verbalizing in this way with my embodied language is, of course, whatever it is that I have already neurally behaved. Yeah. So my nervous system permits me to talk like this. Yeah. If I was stressed or worried or frustrated or tense, I wouldn't be able to talk like this. So I neurally behave what I verbally express. Yeah. And that is, of course, regardless of how I express myself, because, like I said, if I express my stress and my frustration, yeah, I sound very different, but I'm still neurally behaving my reality. And so when I would, let's say, for instance, be upset about something, or when I would feel frustrated about something, or something bothers me, what actually happens is, and this is something that becomes very, very clear in my embodied language. And my embodied language, of course, only begins, or only is able to happen when I'm no longer stressed, when I'm no longer having disembodied language, right? So it's only when the disembodied language has been stopped that I can begin to sort of just get a sense like, oh yeah, that's what that was, I was frustrated. I was again carried away and reacting and, making a big deal out of something. So once that has happened, once disembodied language has been acknowledged, like, oh yeah, that was all the negative stuff, it has been stopped, and then embodied language can happen again, and then I verbally express what I neurally behave, and then you get to see this wonderful environment, and you get to hear my happiness, you get to hear my well-being, my ongoing embodied language, which is my language enlightenment. Yeah. So, having said all that, I want to now bring special attention to my ability, or anyone's ability for that matter, because we all go through this in one way or another without realizing that this is what is actually happening. Yeah, we respond to our so-called external environment, to the other people, to what is happening, presumably, in the world. But we neurally behave that world. And then, in addition to our neural behaving of that reality, we also verbally address, or ignore that reality. We also, correctly or incorrectly verbally address that reality. and we do so with all kinds of you could say all kinds of pitfalls where we seem to express what's really happening, but we are just neurally behaving whatever it is that we are agitated about, or that we are upset about, or that we, I don't know, feel so strongly about. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is that we are always reacting to ourselves. Do you get what I'm talking about? Yeah. So it is one kind of neural behavior that behaves at reality, and then there's another kind of neural behavior that says, no, I don't want this. I want it to be different. But it is our own neural behavior that we are reacting against. And oftentimes, because we are so contradictory with our verbal behavior, that we don't even want to pay attention to it, because it is just so messy. Our verbal behavior is so conflicted and so completely superficial and irrelevant that we cannot even begin to make sense of anything. Because, and then you can talk about different conflicting contingencies of reinforcement, but we neurally behave these contingencies. Now, that's just something that I wanted to address today. I believe I have said it quite well, and I will probably revisit this important topic. But for now, let's just go with the flow, okay? That way, downstream. Yeah. That's what we do when we have embodied language. Yeah. We come to our senses.